Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Ain't No Place for a Hero is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. A gritty, cutthroat world where politics, sorcery, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Treachery and murder both come cheap, and characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor.
This is episode 139 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. Party's focus has shifted to Tarak Nev, a forsaken city shrouded in mystery and whatever secrets that terrible place may hold. We pick up the story mid-combat, during which a towering 13-foot tall, hideous humanoid with rotting flesh and a massive club has just smashed Grey in the face. Hello, my name is Chris. In this channel, I'm known as GM Chance, and it is my great pleasure, our great pleasure, to welcome you to our story this evening. What story are we telling? We are playing a tabletop role-playing game called Rolemaster, an old system from the 1980s that I love and have been playing for many, many years. And the actual tale that we're telling tonight is a campaign that's been going for quite some time, since 2020 in fact. Ain't No Place for a Hero. We have a lot of heroes in this game, 8 of them on screen. There are their faces, and in a second or so we're going to learn a little bit more about them. And we'll learn their names, and we'll get a little bit of an insight into the people who play these characters. Large number of player characters, and we have 5 players, so a number of people play 2 characters. One of our players is going to be a bit delayed this evening. We're hoping to see him a bit later, so a couple of the team are kindly picking up his 2 characters. Before we go to a pre-recording that we did a couple of months ago when we were here in person in Auckland, we obviously play online, as you would have picked up, but we get together once a year to enjoy each other's company and roll some dice in person, the way it was, the way the game was originally contrived or conceived, I should say. And we did some recordings back then, and we're going to go to one of those in a second or so to help introduce one of the faces up on screen. Specifically, one of the players is going to be quizzing their teammates how much information they know about one of these characters. Before we do, a couple of very quick comments from me. Our regular thank you to all of our followers, all of our subscribers, the people that write in, provide ideas and thoughts and suggestions, and just generally support the channel. It really is appreciated. If you've perhaps come across us either for the first time, or maybe you've checked out 2 or 3 of these and you're enjoying us, really would encourage a couple of seconds of your time to click the like button down below, or even better, the subscribe. It really does help. It helps the channel grow. Oh, and tell your friends too. The other thank you I'd like to add is to a fellow GM. His name is Stuart, and he ran a session several years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, and I listened to the recordings of that session. I'm not going to name the session because I don't want to help my players too much, but Stuart has been very, very kind in giving me, with his blessing, several of the maps that we may be using either tonight or perhaps in future sessions. So a really big thank you to Stuart, and I'll absolutely name and give some props to the podcast that he did. I don't encourage my players not to game the game too much by doing too much. And I can see a couple of faces online that are grinning. So yeah, please don't game it too much. But thank you to Stuart. Your generosity is much appreciated. All right, as mentioned, we are going to go to a recording. I'm still going through the edits from when we got together a couple of months back, and I've lost track of exactly who we'll be hearing from. So when I actually get to the edit, this will be as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. So enjoy whoever it is you're about to see right now.
Hello, I'm Pete, and I play Leif, the friendly warrior mage. I'm going to be checking how much my teammates know about him. So the first question is, what does Leif think is the most important thing in life? A, people, B, knowledge, C, wealth, or D, doing the right thing?
I like it.
Oh, I'm stuck between two.
Oh, me too.
Oh, I don't know. Should we get half a point? I'm just do it. Just do it, Alex.
Oh, all correct.
Yay! Oh, D. I thought about is it doing the right thing?
D.
Okay, let me just mark this down. Who are we doing? Leif, sorry.
Wow, look at that. So we do listen to him.
I bang on a lot. Number 2, Leif is a half elf. Was his mother or his father?
Great question. I love the way you spelled father.
Yeah, whoops.
Is he further on?
I should have noticed that. Like, whoops.
I haven't made a decision yet. Don't say
I was
father.
about to give you a clue. I was about to say we met her.
Yay! It's a point, everyone.
Everybody.
Oh, points are round. This is such a good round. I'm really enjoying it.
Calm down. We're only 2 questions.
I love it.
Yeah, I get plenty of time to stumble yet.
How would Leif describe his upbringing, his family life?
Oh no.
Oh.
I think I did my wrong.
Interesting.
Oh.
I don't know. He's a very nice person, so probably this is
He
wrong.
might positively reframe it.
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
right.
I don't know.
Worked through his issues. I feel like he had a happy childhood.
Interesting.
Graham's running this, eh?
I'm just running through the years, aged. Just on 12. Age 12.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Leif's one of the really, really loving things.
That's good though. Tough. But then I'm pretty sure one died at least, and the other one went missing.
that sounds quite turbulent.
But
But
you
good
had
and
and
good.
happy.
Did you get a point?
It's a hard no. I had good. I got good.
Yeah, you got a point. I got a point. No one else got a point.
No,
I was pointless.
yeah, I was actually completely.
Oh.
I'm often pointless.
Hey?
So Leif has worked in a variety of jobs over the years. Which ones? As a hunter and a carpenter and a street performer.
Oh.
Farmer, Fletcher and bodyguard. Bouncer, cook and sailor. Or mercenary, tailor and woods guide.
Great
Quite
selection.
nice.
That's good, isn't it? I'm still thinking. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
It's quite good at juggling apples. So I can
Come on,
pinch it.
Come on, Graham, get some answer. Change my mind. I'm gonna regret it.
Yeah! Did you get it?
Oh.
Yes, me too. You did.
What did you say this?
I wondered if it might be A.
Yeah,
The old
yeah.
picture.
He's
Yeah.
got an apple
Love
that
it.
he throws at
Yeah, I was looking at the picture of
It's a cute
Yeah.
It's like
picture.
a street, but that was the bit that got me.
Yeah,
It is
Looks
his
like
last
street.
one. Yeah.
yeah.
See about this one.
Dance.
Leif rolled a background option that has made something unusual about when he uses his martial arts striking skill.
Oh.
What is it? So when he uses his hands and he does martial arts on people, he's got something quite special with what happens or what the attacks to that one.
You don't know, don't think.
Yeah, just make something cool up.
That's they shot bot with genius.
Graham's Brett.
Oh, even look, I've got.
Mates.
He's even got.
It's called
So the
Hammerhand.
background option, like the
Oh.
name of it's called Hammerhand. It means that when he hits people, he doesn't use the martial arts striking table. He uses mace attack table.
Ah,
You should do
Wow,
more.
that's fine.
you should be doing that all the time.
Yeah, that's why he's a bouncer.
You should do more Betchy
Is
Betchy.
that 5?
Yeah.
I've got you down for 5.
Yeah.
Well done.
There we go. Hopefully you found that both informative and amusing. We really enjoyed when we got together. You might be able to tell from the hilarity and the silliness in the questions. We really enjoyed these quizzes and just having a bit of a chuckle on camera. The GM is just off camera, if you hadn't already picked that up, barely holding it together. So hopefully you found that amusing. Okay, before we jump into the meat of this evening's session, we'll go to what we usually do, which is just a bit more of the peeling of the onion and delving a bit more into character development. Not every week, but generally most weeks when we play, I send out a series of questions to the players to encourage them to think a bit more about their character. It could be something about their past and their experiences that they've had, likes, dislikes, whatever. I send those questions out, and we will now get to hear from each one of the players with response to one of those questions. And tonight we are kicking off with Pete. Pete, the mic is yours.
Kia ora. Thanks, Chris. Great. So I'd like to start with Leif, please. And the question I'll answer for Leif is, what does your character consider to be the greatest evil in the world? So, sort of a bit of a dumb answer, really. But he would consider pure evil to be the greatest evil in the world. So, demons, monsters, things that simply hurt people, want the worst for everyone, just simply because that's what's in their nature. But the reason he feels this is because, in the way he views the world, is that they then have caused all of the suffering of humans. Humans and the human condition, basically. People do shit stuff because they feel insecure, because they feel afraid that there is evil out in the world, and they feel that undermines them being able to do good things or being selfless and those sorts of things, because there are people who will just, creatures or things that will simply take advantage of them. So he does see that as the root of all evil, but and for that reason hates it, because it stops his sort of ideal thoughts of utopia of everyone actually being the best person they possibly can. And he sees that no matter how awful a person is, they probably are just twisted because of fear or insecurity or greed or whatever, but all stems from this, because there is pure evil in the world. So that's Leif.
Interesting.
He's got a bit, sort of not simplistic, but he's a very positive thinking person.
He is.
For Mathan, how does your character view destiny or fate? So she's not particularly impressed with it, actually. So
Could do better.
Well, it could do better. So, she does not believe in God. She does not worship gods. We've had proof that divine beings do exist, and so that's the way this world does work. In her opinion, actually, they're a bit rubbish. They seem, the limited experience she's seen of them, like Hera getting all snarky at Keros for not being blah 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 after it's like she's a bit human. A bit too human, a bit too sort of, fiddling the small change, a bit too, I don't know, not really godlike. It's like big grown-ups. But so if they're controlling our fate and destiny, well, could do better. But in saying that, this also the experience we've had on our way to Tarak Neven, obviously the false Iron Shell, whatever I can't remember the name of the comet, the Lonely Tail, is coming, and it's probably having an influence in reducing the gods' power in some way. So yeah, she's mitigating that with perhaps the gods have got constraints on them at times, and that's perhaps why they do a bit of a shit job, because they aren't necessarily always all powerful. But perhaps the times they are all powerful, they could do better. Hattie. Can we please hear from Graham?
Sure. Thank you. Playing 2 characters tonight. First of whom is Nyathanel. What is the most treacherous betrayal your character's experienced? Quite a few, really. I think I've talked about her past before our game started quite a lot. So I think possibly the one. I mean, she's already trying to avenge the death of her lover, but we've talked about that quite a lot. So I think possibly one that's more relevant to the game at the moment is when this game first began, before we started recording. We were little low-level hirelings, and we were. How we met was we were all picked up a job to protect some academic folk who were doing a sort of research trip to, funnily enough, some Arcana ruins in the far north, and that's how all these characters, or some of the characters, I should say, the original characters playing this game met. And one of those, we sort of took one of those into our sort of a sort of friendly academic into our confidences, and she, much to our surprise, ended up being very high up the TTP, and yeah, certainly pulled a fast one on us and imprisoned us on a ship and tortured us within an inch of our lives. And the Athanol is pretty bitter about that, and is very eager to end that person's life. Irene Chonta. She had a couple of goes at her, didn't quite finish her off, unfortunately, and she managed to flee back when we were in the citadel of Ningwen many moons ago. And she managed to escape, so she would really like to finish the job if that could be made available. That opportunity would be excellent. Thank you.
Duly noted, along with a short sword, apparently, too.
Yes, please. I'll need one, actually. Yes. Anyway,
have you been a good player this year? Sitting on Santa's knee. I guess we're a little bit past that. Anyway, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, but I haven't. Very well behaved. Next character, Etienne. Well, actually, this is. How does your character feel about power and those who seek it? Funny enough, both my characters have sort of converging views, very different solutions when it comes to those who seek power. From Etienne's perspective, it comes with, at the risk of quoting a Spider-Man, he considers those to have a lot of it comes with a great responsibility in conduct. And certainly he is all about upholding values of equality, freedom of expression, and certainly is vehemently against any kind of slavery, and believes there is a set of rules by any leader, king, or emperor should abide by, and rages against any transgressions there. We don't live in a world where democracy is a thing. If it is a thing, it's probably kind of viewed out with some suspicion or incredulity, perhaps. But certainly, yes, he believes there is a sort of natural order to things, and as much as kings will rule their people, they should do so with grace and with some sort of equality in human rights, and equality under the law, and such things. So yes, he is very suspicious of those with power and would seek some convincing that they are ruling in the best interest of their subjects. That's me. I will turn to Alex.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Graham. Hello, I'm Alex. I normally play just Keros and Victory, but I'll be playing two characters tonight. I'll be playing Demos for a little while as well, with lots of help from the party. Again, another great set of questions that I struggle to pick which one I want to answer. But for Keros, I'm also going to answer, how does your character feel about power and those who seek it? Keros is pretty black and white, and I think it depends on what the power being sought is. So for people who seek power to do good things or seek a platform to make change, particularly in the space of social justice, equality, she doesn't understand, probably a bit like her owner, why we still have poverty, why we still have people who are starving and other people who, live on the backs of others. So she's quite split on it, and it would be dependent on the power being sought, but those who seek to propel themselves forward for their own means, wealth, while pushing down others. She has zero tolerance for, but for those seeking to change the world, she would fully support, as long as they don't turn with that power, I guess.
Interesting. Okay, very good. And do you?
I'll have a go at Demos.
Yeah, sure.
Can I just? I'm happy to be corrected. Obviously, he's not my player, but I'll have a go.
Sure. And just to note that Aidan, who does usually play both Demos and Grey, we're hoping will join us later tonight. But you and Giles are currently picking up these characters. But yeah, go for it, please.
So I will try and answer, what's the most haunting memory your character has? So just from my memory of Demos, I believe it would be the fact that he was trusted to guard a certain princess.
Mm-hmm.
There was a kidnap plot for this princess, but in fact his sister was taken in her place. And I think there's probably a lot of guilt and constant reflection and constant agonizing over that. And particularly when he saw her, I forget where we were, don't ask me, I'm not good with geography, but saw her on that ship passing by. And we haven't really done anything with that. And I think, I don't know why, if there's something else going on in the background that we are not privy to, or it's not a priority, but I'm sure that's playing on his mind, that, you know, his sister was kidnapped. He was sort of impotent in stopping that. She's gone. You know, he's lost his whole family anyway. She was it, and he's now seen her again, and that compounds that whole guilt process for him. And as I said, I don't know. We as players may not be privy to what's going on in the background, but I imagine that ranks pretty high on a haunting memory for him.
Nice one. Excellent, thank you. And again, our thanks for picking up another character, well, a character that isn't yours. Excellent.
Oh, it'll be a team effort, GM.
It will.
Team effort.
It will. We have one last player to hear from. Giles, floor's yours.
I think so. I'm playing two characters tonight as well. The first character I'm playing is Tarquin, who I normally play. And the question for Tarquin is, how does your character feel about power and those who seek it? So Tarquin's immediate response to this would be, how do I intonate and sell the message here that maximally ingratiates myself to my audience? So I think is probably how he'd answer that question, because he doesn't really want to tell people how he feels about power. He's 23. He's experienced fleeting images and memories of great hardship, and indeed his experiences of that, but also his experience of going a long way, somebody with some innate sort of skills and abilities, and being quite different from the people he was raised with, meant that he discovered that you could garner a lot of power very quickly, and that had a lot of reward, and that's been doubled down a couple of times. So I think he's pretty keen on that stuff called power.
Interesting. Thank you. And you were very kindly as well picking up one of Aidan's characters, Grey. No pressure to have a go at some thoughts from Grey, or we can move on. No dramas, one way or the other.
A little go, and I might need some help because this was an episode I was not actually present for, although I have listened to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Grey would probably want to answer the two questions with exactly the same answer. You know, what is the most treacherous betrayal your character has experienced? And what does your character consider to be the greatest evil in the world? Just now in the story, I think for Grey, the greatest evil in the world is being possessed in a way that makes you engage in great treachery against your own values. And so Grey is still feeling it from a couple of episodes ago, when being possessed, he proceeded to attack the relationship he has with one of our fellow characters, and that as a kind of a thoughtful kind of guy, it's really playing on his mind is the strong sense I get. Just trying to figure out what to do with that. I'm not too sure.
Excellent answer. Excellent, thank you. And it's playing on his mind because he's a sensitive person. The not so subtle hints that Keros is dropping as well about her rage. I'm putting words in Keros's mouth here, but certainly dissatisfaction with being assaulted by Grey, possessed or not, might be a bit of a hint too. Just to note, Giles, you're in a different time zone, so just noting, thank you very much for staying up late and joining us, and you aware that you may need to drop out as well. So there we go, gentle viewer and gentle listener. That's the team. There they are, up in person. And that is... why it does that. I've got a wrong... It's picked up a different chunk of my Discord, but that's okay. The Discord's not highlighted. Those are the characters named, and that's the party. Large party, as mentioned before. Okay, as mentioned, as we normally do, now is the time we go to our scribe, Pete, who keeps a very detailed record of what happened when, to talk us through what happened last session, a couple of weeks ago for us. Pete, I would normally accompany you with some images, but I just want to get my Discord up on that screen, so I will let you talk it through, and I'll bring in some images as and when I can. Go for it.
Cool, thank you. Understood. Right, so we started last session on the Isle of Arranmore, outside the gates of who we've been aiming for such a long time, outside the gates, the red gate of Tarakani, the city of the dead. So it's really close to our destination. We're sort of blocked. We're aware that we're going to be blocked by this demon who had information about this previously. So there seems in the middle of the gateway, this big red face appears, hideous face and sort of huge, and starts bellowing at, I believe, Neathanol. There he is, spears for teeth, and making a big din of things actually, bellowing, well, just sort of saying, "I can see you," even though Neathanol was invisible. So we decided we'd withdraw, background up the road a bit, and as it was getting on in the day, and as we had already attuned some of the items we'd previously received from the tomb, and those items had abilities to help fight demons, or at least and perhaps evil undead, we thought, let's arm ourselves up, get prepared to face this demon, or do what we can and find any protections on these items. So we spent a bit of time, a couple of hours, I think. I have it written down. You were into our third hour, spending time attuning in this disabled sort of hut. I can't remember if it was a farm or I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Looks like that.
A ruined,
yeah,
that place. Ruined hut with sort of, bit of creepy crawlies in the back that we cleared out. We had Tarquin had identified some demon claws, some powdered demon claws. Keros attuned those, and we sort of discovered that those sort of have a warding property. A sprinkler line with them across a doorway, and a demon can't cross. Or gets attacked if it crosses or whatever. So great. That sounds like a great ability, but perhaps we decided it wasn't going to be quite the same for this red demon. We're not sure. We'll just see. But we continue to attune these items, and we're sort of halfway through when I believe the title of the last time session was a rude interruption. We were rudely interrupted, as you can hear, by something. So I think it was Demos who was on guard at the door and alerted us to this, and we sort of formed up outside as a creature. I think Chris is working on the image there, perhaps. Yeah, this fella. Really, really huge, perhaps undead troll, ogre, giant, I'm not sure, comes lumbering up and starts attacking us. That's basically who we're up to. We're in the middle of combat.
Excellent, as per usual, Pete. Well done, and a nice, short, punchy summary. That is exactly it. Any qualifying questions? Anything that you'd like me to touch on? Any questions from anybody else before we begin the game? Going once. Going twice. And I'm just realizing that always do this. There we go. Going twice. Okay, if you're sitting comfortably, if you're ready to go, let's start the game. Exactly as described by Pete, we are straight into fighting. The fighting music is on. You guys know this soundtrack very, very well. This is the situation you can see on screen, slightly updated from the quickly hand-drawn map that I knocked up last time. Demos here, Keros sheltering inside this little hut. Tarquin at the back, there's kind of part of the roof is caved in at the back, so Tarquin's right up with his back against some rubble. This massive creature, 10, 11, 12 foot tall, is out here. It has just turned its back on Mithan and Leif and has walloped Grey in the face. Etienne is off to one side, and Neathanel, as Neathanel is wont to do, is sneaking around the corner. That's the situation. We are going straight into rounds. I'm rolling initiative. We are going to a new encounter. For my software, we are going initiative, rolling initiative, and we're off. First person to act is Neathanel.
She's prepared for 3 rounds. She'd like to cast, please.
Done.
85.
85, whatever the spell is. I'm assuming the spell goes off. What's the spell, please?
It is, let's see how this goes. It is holding bands.
Okay.
Caster envelopes target with shimmering bands of compressed air that immobilize him. Target may make a very hard strength maneuver each round. Success means he may act normally. Failure means he's restricted to 20% of normal activity.
Okay, cool. The spell definitely goes off, so there's no resistance roll there. It's just purely a strength roll from what you just read out. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a very hard strength maneuver each round. It lasts 1 round per level, I should say.
Cool. Yep.
So 10.
10 rounds, sure thing. This thing is huge and very strong looking, so let's see how it goes. Can you remind me, if I get to its action on this turn, we don't cast a resistance roll? I'm surprised we don't, actually. Anyway, we won't. We will come to a strength roll that this thing will need to make first, so it will need to take some action to do that. At the very least, Neathanel, you've taken some of its action away. Interesting. Okay, cool. The spell definitely goes off. It is successful. Next to act is Grey. Grey has just been smacked in the face by this thing and is stunned and cannot parry. Has blood pouring out of his nose and is probably quite literally seeing stars. Just to remind Giles, who is very kindly playing Grey, stun, no parry. For this number of rounds, 3, the target may not attack, they may not parry. The only action they're allowed to attempt is movement and maneuver, both modified by -75. To disengage is a 30% action, 30 or 20? 30? 30? Yep. So unfortunately, there isn't a lot that Grey can do, I'm afraid. He can speak. That's probably about it.
He can't even disengage from action.
Correct.
Okay, well, there's nothing he wants to do then.
Cool.
Thanks.
Okay. Basically helpless, reeling. Leif.
Does Leif see these vans appear?
Give me an unmasked perception roll. There's a lot going on. I'm going to say there's negative 30 to this roll.
Oh, damn it!
It's 10%.
Damn it! I wanted that to be my attack. 99.
99. Roll again.
If I'd attacked first, I would have rolled with it. And then an 84. Oh.
What's his perception, please?
57.
What's that?
57.
Plus 57, minus 30, and minus 20 for the quick glance. Yeah, you see these bands of energy have kind of appeared on this thing from behind. Would you see them? Because you're actually looking at its back. I'm going
to shimmer, by the way.
Sure, but you're looking at its back. But I'm going to say with a roll like that, an open-ended, somehow, yes, you've seen them arc up over and kind of bind around this thing. Yes, you've definitely seen something.
Oh,
You've got 90% to act.
Oh, I thought that perception roll was just a passive one. He's not looking. He doesn't know to look. It was just simply.
All right. I give that. Yep. Cool. Yep. 100%.
Well,
yep. Let's go.
He will do a full attack, please. So the reasoning is it seems.
Yep. Full attack. Cool. Go.
Yep.
Go.
So sorry. I'm just. It's going to have plus 10 for combat and for combat 2, plus 10 for inspirations, and plus 20 because from a crit last time.
Yes. So give me the total. Total bonus. Give me a roll.
Oh, come on. Where's that nice roll from before? Oh no!
A 1. What was it?
The 1. Yeah.
Oh, Pete.
Sorry.
You've got to love this game. You've got to love it. Roll a fumble maneuver, please.
There's a 70.
70. That's quite serious.
Oh, that's appalling. Yeah.
Lose your grip.
So frustrating.
Graham's favourite crit of all time. Lose your grip and juggle your weapons for 2 rounds. Unfortunately, you cannot parry. Pete, you are just completely discombobulated. You go to swing, you lose the grip on the swords, and for 20 seconds, you're basically spinning this razor-sharp piece of steel in your hand. And then when you try to right yourself, you slip, and you nearly cut yourself again. And for 2 whole rounds, this round and next round, you are flailing with a razor-sharp piece of metal, and you cannot parry.
That's so frustrating. Sorry, you said this round is the first round of the next round.
Correct.
There's 99 reasons why. 99 reasons.
Oh dear.
That's hilarious. That is utterly hilarious. The next actor is Keros.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Now, may I ask?
Mm-hmm.
Barry Pitt. Oh no, actually, may I ask first? Is she also aware of?
Is she aware of?
Oh, maybe it's my internet gone.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, we've got 2 people remote tonight, and you're one of them. And yes, I can hear you now. That's all right. It's all good. It's all
back
good.
on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry. I can switch to my phone.
It's all good.
Sorry,
it's all good. Go.
I'm in the hotel. Sorry.
Go.
Does Keros know about the spell that's been cast?
I'm going to say,
is she aware?
You've ducked in behind the door. I'm going to say you can't see the creature. And she hasn't said she sticks her head out the door, or she's not keeping an eye on it because she ducked in at a cover. I'm going to say she isn't aware.
Could you please do a 10% perception?
Okay.
Have you got me? Hello?
Yes. 10% perception. Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Go for it?
Yes, please. Yeah, please. Unmasked.
Yep. Sorry, delayed internet. 99.
Wow. I don't believe it. If you're on an 84, I'm going to fall off my chair. What was the roll? What was the roll?
99. 99.
Yes, I know. What was the second roll?
Sorry, I probably a lag, I think. Oh, you want me to roll again? Beg your pardon? $68.
68.
68.
Cool, thank you. What's her what is her perception?
35.
35.
35.
Yep. She's I'm gonna give her negative 40 from looking behind the creature on its sides, plus it's a negative 20 because it's a snap perception. It's still a success with a roll like that. So yes, she glances out the door. She spots her boyfriend, maybe. I don't know. Are you guys still a thing? Who knows? You can barely walk and have been hideously maimed. And Grey, of course, has his nose spread across his face and attacked you a few sessions ago. But anyway, there's Grey with seeing stars, his nose spread across his face, and he's basically standing open. His arms are at his side, his mouth is open slack, and this thing is towering above him, and it looks like it's going to pulverize him. You do notice, however, some shimmering bands have come around this creature.
Okay, thank you. Two actions here. What will I do? If I was to cast Barrier Pit, do I have control over who falls into the pit? Or can I tailor it around our friend so he falls in a pit?
I think I was a bit generous thinking about the children of the moss. I think in a crisis situation like this, you would need some kind of calculating roll, and I'd probably say maths, either maths, and if you don't have maths, you would need some kind of roll to calculate very quickly where this pit was going to go. Had you been staring at the space for some time beforehand, and had you had the time to kind of do the calculations beforehand, maybe less relevant for some kind of calculation roll, but I would say you would need some kind of roll, maths, advanced maths, otherwise your reasoning and your memory to get an accurate pit of where you want it to go. That's the first question. What's the second question?
Well, actually, that's fine, because luckily, Keros has a math skill.
Okay.
So thank you so much for that information.
Mm-hmm.
She would like to calculate the exact triangulation, exact coordinates that would drop our friend into a pit using her maths and her barrier law.
Okay.
What would you like me to do?
So this would be another 10% action, I think I said, for these kind of law checks or skill checks. So really quick mental arithmetic to figure out where you're going to put this this hole. You kind of haven't, and the battleground's changed, obviously. I'm going to say this is it's a static action. So if you and the success on this would be a 111. I'm going to say in this situation, you've just peered around. I'm going to say it's a very hard roll, so a negative 20. You need to roll better than 111. So roll the dice with your math skill, negative 20, and if you beat 111, you accurately calculate where the roll goes, where the pit goes. This will be a masked roll. you could blunder the roll, and you could end up putting it in totally the wrong place as a heads up. So you may think you have it in the right place, but you may completely screw it up, and you might put all 5 people in a hole in the ground. Your call.
Oh, okay. So that plus 30 for maths. She sees the bands. She works that out. If she were to, if she were to float Gray, does he need to be aware that he's being floated? He just float, because I floated him and I'm his girlfriend.
Yes. Really interestingly enough, Pete, can you go to our rules tracker? This very situation just came up about unwilling targets. The one thing you can't do is you can't float an unwilling target. Gray would have to be aware that he was floating, was being floated, and be willing
And that would be me saying, "I'm going to float you,"
yelling or something, and Gray being a willing target to say yes or nod or something that he is.
Can I just ask a question?
Hang on, just to finish that off. So the one thing that you can't do, which we have done previously in other games, is you have other characters have used float or similar spells as an offensive spell. Very clearly, the rules state you can't do that. So just as a heads up. What was the question, please, Charles?
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Yeah.
The question is, I understand what you're saying about Gray making a rational decision to agree to a spell, but let's face it. I think just at the moment, if Carrier said, "Please jump off this high cliff, Gray," he'd just do it, assuming no harm was done. So his affect is going to be to accept this always.
Sure. Yeah.
So
Cool. Yep. Cool.
he'll just accept it if Carrier is doing it.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. No question. Hey, we have Aiden.
Okay, so I am not going.
Hello, Aiden.
Hi.
Let's play this out, and we'll let Aiden kind of pick up on what's going on in a sec. What do you do, please, Keros?
Okay, so I'm not going to do the pit. I'm going to call out Gray, let's fly, and make eye contact and smile, and get the nod from Gray. And I'm actually going to cast levitation, which allows him to move up and down vertically 10 foot around. Horizontal movement is possible. You know what means? I'm going to float him up, levitate him up.
Okay.
But I'm going to call out and tell him I'm going to do that.
Cool. Is this an instantaneous spell?
Type is you.
Yep. Does it have an asterisk next to it?
No, it does not.
Okay. You would normally get a penalty. A person would normally get a penalty for this. However, a background feat of Keros's, she's not penalised by casting spells quickly. Give me a roll. The spell will fail on a 1 or a 2.
43. 4-3.
4-3. The spell goes off. Nice work.
Do I get the music?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you do. Gray, you are now able to be levitated. You are stunned, no parry, which gives you 25% action. To cast a spell is... we've never actually... This would be an interesting one to mark down. So, Pete, if you could put into the rules tracker something to check up. Actually, how long does... What's the percentage action of someone reacting to a spell? You're not casting the spell, but you have the spell cast on you. I'm going to make a rule on the fly saying you need at least the minimum of a instantaneous spell, which is 10%. Gray, you have 25% action, so you have enough action. You've heard Keros. She's yelling it. You can move up and down if you wish.
Yeah, let's go up, baby.
Chris, how can Gray be having another action? I think Tarquin's had any action so far.
What's that? What's that?
Are we into the second round?
No, we're not. So remember, if you get to act well, you've You said that Gray didn't act with his 25%, so he has 25 spare. True. So I guess that it would actually come next round, because there was no opportunity. Yep, true. I assumed that you were going to act this round, and you actually have the action free, but you didn't indicate you were going to opportunity action. So that's going to have to come into effect next round. Cool. Done. Moving on. Mython.
Sorry, she would like to opportunity for parry splitting, and if she isn't attacked, she will attack.
Okay.
A reminder of inspirations plus on this, of course.
Cool. Very good. Tarquin, your action. Now, Keros stepped out to have a look for a 10%. She did a mental calculation for 10. So she's at 20% action. And she cast a spell for 75%. She didn't mention she stepped back. So Keros is partially obscuring the doorway a bit more. What are you doing, Tarquin?
What can you see?
You can see past Keros, although she is partially in the doorway. This creature and SM beyond. So whatever his line of sight is there.
Okay, so can he put an arrow on the bow, get ready to fire? And
Yep.
I think that, sorry, Chris, I didn't bring my orange sheet with me. I think it leaves me 10% action. Or does that use all of his action? We want to use all of his action to get ready to fire, but not to snap fire.
Didn't he load last round? Sorry to interrupt.
You may be right. Thank you.
Okay.
The question is.
Okay. So 60% loading is a 60% for a short bow.
Right. Yeah. No. My apologies. I didn't bring my orange sheet.
That's cool.
Thanks, Pete, but that's blurred. So I think Peter's right. I think he might have an arrow on the bow, so he just needs to fire. So firing is a 50% action?
Correct.
So how does he spend his other 50% to maximize his target? So or put it another way, to minimize any risk of hitting either Demos or Darius?
He could move there, but you will definitely get a penalty of potentially the arrow going. You're shooting through a pretty narrow gap, and you may hit either of your companions.
Okay, so he'd be better to step forward than to the side if it makes a difference, to give him the same angle. Can I ask Chris, what sort of numbers are we talking? How likely is he to get it through the middle?
So I would put a 50% soft cover on this thing, because this is static. This image is static, but Keros is moving and Demos is moving. So this little gap, which is static on screen, isn't really static, because these two characters are no doubt moving. So you'd have a negative 50 to this roll. If the roll misses and the difference between it hitting or missing is 50, that means that 50 means that it's found a squishy target here or here.
It's a lot of maths to calculate.
It's a risky shot.
I think it'd take a shot.
All right, cool.
I kind of wish he wouldn't, but I think he would.
Okay. It is a flank attack. Tarquin, on this critter, on a flank. Half soft. Give me a roll, please. 46, oddly enough. That's exactly what the software produced. Short bow is 76, I believe.
No, his short bow is 78.
78, so that's gone up. 78.
Yeah.
78, cool. Right, so that's even with the flank, that doesn't hit. So I just need to do a little bit of calculation to see, without the 50, would it have hit? Yes. So without having something soft and squishy in front of you, you would have done that 5 and an A puncture. So I'm going to say there is a chance of you hitting someone. I'm going to have to say it's probably Keros, because she has definitely moved at this stage. Demos hasn't said he's moved from that position. Is that fair?
Yes, he's very sleepy.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that is a back attack on Keros. So that is without the negative 50. It's a 46 that you rolled. Tarquin on Keros. This is back. Short bow 78. It's a back attack. The roll was a 46. Keros, you have a DB of not. Well, actually, you have no DB because it's coming from behind. Keros, that's 22 in an E puncture critical. You have died once, Keros. If you die at the hands of your companions, one of your companions, this could be interesting. I just want to, before we roll this, because this could be quite an important roll, please, Tarquin. Just want to check this. I said there was a 50% chance of there being squishy meat in between your shot. We check that roll, and then I minus the 50, and the 50, with the minus the 50, in other words, with a clear shot, you would have definitely hit the thing. You would have done it. You would have done it a critical. You would have done it 5, because this is a large creature crit, which means you would have done it a critical on an A, but you definitely would have hit it, which means there would have been no chance of you hitting something soft and squishy in between. However, with the negative 50, you did hit something soft and squishy. The only person to move and then not move back was Keros. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with that decision.
Can I check something?
No, Pete. No, I'm good with it. We've talked it through.
Well, because I don't think that works. Well, sorry. Can I propose something alternatively?
No.
Just that if he's such a bad shot,
no.
That he should only be hitting them if with the 50 added, he still wouldn't have hit the troll. It means he's a bad shot. So with them sort of obscuring a bit, he would have hit the troll, which means his shot wasn't that far off. If his shot had been way off because of the negative 50, and he still wouldn't, with the plus 50, he would have still not hit the troll. It means his shot was off, so could hit the people on either side. Like it should be the worse his shot was, the more likely he would hit Keros and Demos. Whereas if what you're doing is you need the 50, you add the 50 back onto the shot. Oh, he would have hit the troll. It means it's quite a good shot.
It wasn't a good shot. It was a 46.
But it was a good enough shot. It was a good enough shot that if they hadn't, but if he didn't have the negative 50, he would have hit the troll.
You're probably right, Pete. But the stressful situation. Sorry, the risk was there. Tarquin took the risk, so I might have set it up wrong. But Tarquin took the risk. He decided to take the risk. This is what's happened. So you might be right. You actually might be right in terms of how it works. But we're going to go with the story. You've got an E critical to roll on Keros, Tarquin. Roll the crit.
What do I want to roll?
You want to roll really, really low because you could kill her.
Yeah, 41.
41.
Well, 41 was an A crit against the baddies and was an E crit against my buddies. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Hits. The reason of the difference, by the way, was the armor type that you're hitting. So Keros is not a troll. She doesn't have a negative 30 for a DB, and she doesn't have a really thick hide. She's soft and squishy. You hit Keros in the leg with your arrow, Tarquin. You could have killed her. Thigh strike. If foe has leg armor, 3 hits. If none, 2 hits and 3 hits per round. Keros, you hit in the leg. You take 2 hits, and you're bleeding at 3 hits a round, with Tarquin's arrow sticking out of your leg. Next actor is Demos. Demos, Keros just screams beside you, and there's a thickening kind of... Hang on, there's this sound effect. Here we go. Exactly the sound effect. Oops. Well, there will be. Squish! Right beside you. What do you do, Demos? Hello, Demos. You're on mute. Hello, Aiden. Hello, Aiden. Okay. Alex, are you still there with Demos's sheet? Oh no, have we just lost Aiden? Yep. Okay, it looks like we've lost Aiden. Do you want to act for Demos? Or do we skip Demos, perhaps? Did Aiden say he's
Can we hold him over till Aiden comes back?
Yeah, let's hold him over till he comes back. Cool. Yep, good call. Etienne.
He would like to attack the creature 80-20, please.
Cool. You get a flank attack. Go for it.
24.
24 on its flank.
His broadsword is one moment.
Thank you.
$104.
104.
Yeah.
Does he? No, he doesn't. Oh, damn it! He doesn't get the. He doesn't get the bonus.
No, he doesn't get the inspiration. No.
Okay. Just thought I just fouled up my software, but I didn't. There we go. 101 was that?
104.
104. Thank you. Lovely. Swing. Thwack. Yep. Meaty chunk into this critter. You do it a 11 and an A critical.
And am I allowed to do my fire fang?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yep.
Now this is a what kind of weapon, please?
It is a broadsword.
Yeah. Sorry. What is it? A holy or a magical or a?
It's holy. It's got holes in it. Holy. It has got. Yes, it's a holy broadsword.
Cool.
Smiter of the Unfaithful. Uses holy crits. Holy firebolt per day.
Lovely. Thank you. And roll the crit.
Right. And
Make it count.
64.
64. Wallop. 10 hits. You have the initiative over this creature for the next 3 rounds. So if over the remainder of this combat, there is a situation where it gets to attack you first, and for the next 3 rounds after this round, correct me and remind me that for the next 3 rounds, no matter what, you get initiative over it.
Cool. And the fire thingy is a quarter of the sword OB.
Lovely. Just setting this up. Thank you. Love it when you got it pre-prepared. Thank you. Yep. Give me a roll. It's a firebolt. Is that right?
Firebolt, yeah.
Lovely.
58.
58. 58. Flank. And the skill was what's his bonus, please?
The bonus for the sword, quarter of the sword is I just lost it. It's 33.
33, cool. Thank you. And what's the crit, please? It does. Oh no, it doesn't do a crit. I'm sorry. It does 5 hits. Just 5 hits.
Okay.
There's a smouldering noise. Next up is Beastie. This thing. First thing it does is it tries to do a strength roll. Now, can you please slowly read out what you read before, please, Graham?
Yeah, I can. Caster envelopes target with shimmering bands of compressed air that immobilize it. Target may make a very hard strength maneuver each round. Success means he acts normally. Failure means he's restricted to 20% of normal activity.
Very hard. Cool. Moving maneuver, strength maneuver. Very hard. This thing is 6 foot. Is about 12 or 13 foot. It is huge. It has a plus 35 strength. I'm going to roll in the open for dramatic effect and add plus 35 to its roll. You guys are going to hope for an extremely low roll. Exclamation mark R space D 100 coming at you right now. 22. It's pretty low. 22 plus 35 is a total of 57. To beat on a very hard maneuver, it's got to roll a 20% or better. Sorry, it's got to roll beg my pardon. It's got to roll 20% or under. Otherwise, it is bound. In the chat, roll exclamation mark R space exclamation mark R space D 100. If it rolls 1 to 20, it has succeeded and it's broken its bonds. Otherwise, it is bound. Cross your fingers. Here we go. It is bound. Nice work. Neathanol, which is a... This thing is bound and it cannot operate this round. It is not able to attack. Nice work. That is the end of the rounds.
Oh, Mithan.
Oh, Mithan, yep. And Demos if he's there as well. Yep, Mithan.
Then full attack from, well, it's rear or rear flank, I'm not sure.
Yes, no, it's rear. Yep, what's the roll?
38 plus 10 for intuitions, please.
So give me the full total on the bonus. What was the roll, please?
Rolled 38.
Yep.
And her bow plus the plus is 114. Sorry, bow. Sword. Sorry, sword.
So what's the total with the broadsword?
114.
So that's with the inspirations, etc. Yada yada yada. Cool.
Great.
That is, and it is with a rear attack. That is a 18 in a D.
Woo.
and it's a magical weapon.
It sure is. She'd like to do the shock bolt attack after 2, please.
Done.
100.
Make your roll, make it good.
It was 27 good.
Nope. You do another 10 hits.
Ooh.
And then what's the shock bolt?
Shock bolt is a separate attack.
Yep.
D100. 59.
And yep. How does this?
So she's got a shock bolt skill.
Yep. Great.
Plus 31.
31. Cool.
There is a little tweak on the thing. Something about DB. I'll just find it. So it's a point blank shock bolt.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second time she used it. Mythian knows how to use this. That's the rest of the information. GM decision. Foe gets only half DB on the shock bolt attack because it's already connected. So the sword is doing a shock bolt against.
Fair enough.
Skin
Yep. Done. Cool. And what was the attack roll, please?
Not enough. 59.
59. Might be. It is. It's yep. So it does it an A. 8 and an A.
Take it.
And it is a large creature crit. No, I think we'll just do it that way. Make a roll, please.
Oh, 90.
90.
No, not an open-ended, but we'll take it.
Wham! Blast knocks foe down. If foe has leg armor, he uses the loose of leg. If not, another 15 hits. So another, hang on, plus 15. Oh no. That's 23, yep. So you topple this thing, and it likely falls on Grey.
It's like the evening of self-damage.
So, the impact of this electricity, and here's the electricity. By the way, Demos has still got an action this round. You were out of the room when it was his turn. By the way, Aiden. Here we go. That's all right. All good. That's the blast from the strong blast from Mithan's sword. There is so this thing falls. I would say there is a 50% chance, because Mithan is behind it, that it falls forward. I would say there is a 20% chance that it would fall, 25% chance that it would fall this way, or 25% chance that it would fall this way. If you roll a Mithan, if you roll a 1 to 50, this thing falls on top of Grey. If you roll a 51 to 75, it staggers and it gets pushed this way. So maybe when you hit it with the sword, it's spun and it falls, staggers and collapses on Etienne. And if you roll a 76 or above, it falls this way. Roll the dice, please, Mithan.
Is Grey not levitating, GM?
As I was corrected, Grey didn't do anything this round, and there was nothing about an opportunity action for him, so he can levitate next round if he wishes to, if he survives.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Give me a roll, please, Mithan. And what's the damage?
55. So,
55.
Sorry.
Etienne, this thing comes towards you. Now, this is interesting. If it was on Grey, I would say if it was on Grey, I would say there was probably no chance of avoiding a full crush. However, Etienne is fully active and fully mobile. He has used all of his activity this round. This is a really interesting point. Pete, just while you've got maybe you've got the rules tracker open, can you put a note?
Open it again.
Yeah, can you put a note in about how to resolve a situation where an action has been forced on a character, but they've used all their action? I'm going to rule, in fairness to Etienne, that even though Etienne has had 100% of his action this round and he's used 100%, I'm going to grant him a second or so to see if he can move out of the way of this falling thing.
But I was to say, also like pit traps and all that sort of thing. I mean, that's out of rounds, but you know how we have a maneuver to try and save ourselves if there's a
that's true. That's true. That's true.
That sort of a thing.
We have usually played that, but it'd be good to get a rule on it. But that's what I'm going to play. I think that's fair this round. Before, so Mithran acted first. Before this thing falls, however, Demos, you have an opportunity to do something if you wish. So,
can he run out and push it so that it falls between them? Push it with his spear. He can see it kind of like stumbling, or maybe he could tackle someone out of the way. Or is that kind of?
I'm sorry, that's you gaming it. Had you been aware of Mithran doing this? In other words, had you been, for example, standing there and watching this happen?
Can he say look out, and like just to kind of alert them if he's falling? Or?
He's round. My understanding is
he can't see it. He can't see
it.
Then he's just going to be standing there with his. I don't think he probably would have done anything or to be fair, I think maybe he might have gone to go stab it.
Sure.
If he didn't know that it was dead.
Yep.
So he probably would have gone to go stick it.
Okay. So he comes out, and that's after Keros has been shot in the leg, and basically just as Mithran blasts it, almost simultaneously, Demos, you get a spear attack on its side. And are you using Brittany or your new spear?
He's using his new spear, Jamie Lynn.
Okay. Jamie Lynn. Nice. Give me a flank roll, please.
20.
20.
Is it masked?
Is it masked? Unfortunately, it's not. Demos with a flank attack using a spear. I've got you as 122. Just correct me if I'm wrong, please. Yep.
Cool. 122 is right.
Lovely. And what was the attack roll, please?
20.
20. Now, all of you guys are attacking at medium. Then again, it's not facing anybody that's attacked you, so you haven't had to have that issue of attacking. It's got a long arm, and you guys have got shorter weapons, but you've been attacking it, and it hasn't been attacking you. Sorry, just GM thinking out loud there. So you've got a very long spear. You come in and you strike this creature for 17 in the B with a magical spear.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 10, so 132. Actually, that's courtesy of the plus 10. Thanks, Etienne. That's 19 in a C. And can you roll a... roll a magical large creature crit. This is potentially a killing blow if you roll high enough.
All right. Come on, Demos. Ooh, 89.
89, that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
You do it 20, so a colossal hit, and perhaps the spearing from Demos was enough to, along with Mithan's blast. Well, actually, we said Mithan's blast was enough to push it onto Etienne. Plus 22 hits. Add plus 10 to your next attack. Nice work. So next roll, add plus 10.
Cool.
Had this thing not been twice living, you would have, for example, stunned it for 3 rounds, couldn't have parried next round, but this thing is not affected by stun or parry. But you still do it 22 hits. Crunch. Etienne, this creature groans, makes this terrible noise in pain and surprise as Mithan's electricity blast washes over it, staggers it, and it falls towards you. I'm going to say a moving maneuver. You've been hitting it pretty hard. You're aware of how it is. I'm going to say it's a hard medium maneuver to get out of the way. This is based on your movement and armor skill. It's an all or nothing roll. Give me a roll, please.
One question. With the probability of it falling left, right, or back, forward, is matching the character, like it doesn't fall in between? There's no probability there?
No, we're just doing it this way.
Yeah.
Yep, give me a roll, please.
I think very lightly, does it? Anyway. 34.
34. Cool. What's his moving in plate armor? Be a negative.
-11.
-11. Cool. Etienne, you have a 10% chance of avoiding being crushed by this thing. 10 or under, and you're good.
Okay. 10.
10! Ha! Etienne, by the skin of your breastplate, you step to one side, and this creature falls, collapsed, bound on the ground. The noise it made when it landed was colossal. This would have hurt had it hit you.
Oh.
That is the end of that round. And what an eventful round it was. From fumbling to shooting characters and legs to, yes, an interesting round. Okay. That's the end of the rounds. Rolling initiative. Neathanel, your first 2 acts. You've just seen this thing go down.
I guess she'll start preparing.
Okay. Gray, this creature was swaying in front of you, and for a second you thought it was about to come down on you. It didn't. You've been yelled at by Keros to say you can float. You've acknowledged that you can fly or you can float. You are still at only 25% action. What do you do?
It's like bound in front of him on the ground.
It is.
And it can't move.
Sorry.
Can he hit it?
No. He is stunned, no parry. So
okay. Okay, cool. Well, he's probably just going to shuffle a bit further away.
Okay. Which direction?
And then probably towards the building a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably about there, and he'll be thinking about flying if it starts moving.
Okay. We've said that it's a 10% rule on the pun on the fly. to say it's 10% action for him to do that.
Cool.
Tarquin, what do you do?
Obviously, I presume he's seen what he's done,
Oh yes.
so he's going to advance, add pace, and check out the damage he's done. Not that he has any first aid skills.
So you come up to Keros. She has one of your arrows embedded in her leg. She is bleeding. She has gone white. She doesn't have much in the way of hit points, and you did her a pretty massive shot with that bow. She's bleeding not a massive amount, but not a minor amount.
Okay, how much of my move have I got left?
That was call it. You got 30%. Sorry, 70% left to act. No. Sorry, you moved a tiny amount. No, you've got 80% left to act.
So I think 60% is strong arrow on the bow.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So he'll do that, and with the rest of the 20%, he wants to yell to his friends something along the lines of "Shot Karos, major disaster, need someone with first aid and/or healing skills ASAP."
Cool. Done. Leif, you are still fumbling. Juggle. Keros, you've just been shot in the leg and you're bleeding. What do you do?
She'll hold her wound to stop
Cool.
bleeding where she can.
Okay, so that was bleeding at 3. It's now bleeding at 2.
And she'll call out, "Grey, come over here, you stupid oaf." And I need healing.
Okay. Anything else?
And where is Victory, please?
Cowering in a corner over here.
So, so she'll call out for healing. Hopefully someone with some healing skills will come, and she'll send Grey over to find Victory.
Okay. Great.
And if I could have my 3 words out of round, it would be I'd turn to Karos and say, "I'm so sorry."
Okay. Okay. Etienne, who was...
She would say, "Get in line. Get in line, buddy."
Take a number.
Well, if it's not dead, Etienne will try and take its throat.
Sure.
All in.
All in? Definitely. Give me a roll.
54.
54. You get a bonus of... I'm going to give you plus 40 on that roll because it's down and it's bound. And your broadsword is with all the totals. How much, please?
130.
130. Thank you. I'm gonna give it a little bit of its DB because part of its DB is its hide and just generally hard, but it's not moving. So you do a colossal hit on it. Grey, Etienne. So it's definitely overkill. So 2, 3, 4 minus 150, 84 divided by armor type 11. One, 2, 3, 6 divided by 6. 6. Goodness me. Etienne, you do it, and a whopping 32 hits. You don't, unfortunately, get an additional critical because it's a large creature, but you do it 32 hits in an E crit. Roll the E critical in just 1 second, please. It's a Holy Arms.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep, it's coming. Holy Arms. Yep, give me a roll.
85.
85. Plus another 30 hits. Etienne Gilderflower, how do you want to do this?
Oh, just open up a nice segment of his neck and let the blood bluff out.
Doesn't bleed, but
okay.
But you kill it again.
Excellent. Let the unholy spirit leave its body.
You sever its head, and this thing lies motionless on the ground.
Nice. What level was it?
12th.
12th?
Yep.
Jesus. Right. I wish I'd known that before we went in.
Battle music off. That was an eventful fight. We'll finish off this round. We'll go through the other people remaining, and then we'll just go into general actions. Mithan, what are you doing for the next 10 seconds, well, next little bit, I guess?
She'll yell to Etienne and Demos, see to it, or has she sort of clocked that it's dead? Like sounds have stopped.
It stopped. It stopped moving.
Okay, so she wasn't. She'll move quickly to Kiros.
Okay.
Far and is the arrow still in her leg, or is it sort of?
I said it was. You can remove it.
She'll do that, and she will hold Kiros and cast potting, flow stop 5.
Okay. Take a few more rounds. Hang on. How fast? I guess. Yeah. Talk me through that. Would you do that in that round to class flow stop?
I don't. Depends. Oh, yes. So the intention. Well, not sure what it is to pull out the arrow. If it's going to do more damage to pull out in one round, she wouldn't do it. She'd want to minimize the damage. But if she can pull it, if it's just pull it and then cast.
You'd cast the spell and then pull it would be the way to go.
Oh, okay. Oh, true. Thank you. She would do that then.
Okay. Okay. So moving short distance, you are aware that Kiros is injured because you've heard that. It's pretty apparent what's wrong with her. No diagnostics needed. Give me a roll for the healing spell, please.
He's touching her.
Mm-hmm. Plus 30.
It's 68.
68. The spell goes off. What is the effect of the spell, please?
So it's flow stop 1, except the class can stop bleeding at rate of 5 hits per round total. Flow stop says glass cast stop bleeding at a rate of 1 hit per round on a target. A target may not be moved, or bleeding will resume at prior rate. So he will say, "Don't move, or you'll start bleeding again." But she was called to stop the bleeding. She's done so.
She has. So, Keros, you've now stopped bleeding. Cool, Mithan. So we'll go to the next person. Demos, you stuck this thing and it fell over. You're feeling quite pleased with yourself for felling this thing or making it fall down. It nearly squished Etienne, but you're feeling quite pleased. What do you do?
Yeah, he's quite chuffed. He will assist in burning it, chopping it up, anything like that. Yep, he's happy to get cutting.
Done.
He might need to borrow a sword.
Okay.
It'll take a while, Jamie.
Let's go to Neathanol. So out of rounds, next actions for the next, say, 10, 15 minutes, clean up, whatever. Neathanol, what are you planning on doing?
Well, she will, I guess, help chop up the thing.
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, arrange for its remains to be burned. I think we'll probably will have to burn this, won't we? We'll have to get a fire. What time of day is it?
It is early-ish in the afternoon. I should have said I did checking the weather forecast. The weather. It is drizzling, so I meant to put on some rain spell effects. If you remember, all the wood was saturated. But yes, early afternoon to answer your question.
Well, then she'll assist in chopping the thing up.
Okay. Okay. Great. Next person, next 10 or so minutes. Gray, what are you doing, please?
Gray will do cat wrangling and Keros soothing.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll just be worried that she's been shot in the leg and trying to help out if he can, but not trying to get in front of anyone that's actually doing healing. So he's probably mostly just going to be looking after the cat.
Okay, great. Tarquin, you've just seen Mithine come up, cast a spell, and the blood has stopped, and Keros no longer has an arrow your arrow sticking out of her leg.
So she's obviously like stable, like this isn't a disaster, blood's not coming out, things are working. To which I think he'd be apologising to people, and then he'd bolt around the side, out of the building and around the side of the building.
Cool.
And sort of sit himself down. Yep, no, keep going. Yep, somewhere around there.
Cool.
Probably not quite that far, but yeah, he just doesn't want to be in public view.
Cool. Done.
He doesn't want to get in, Chris, so maybe move him back about 20. Yep, a little bit. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, towards the building. He wants to be not seen. Yeah, somewhere around there. Perfect,
Okay.
thanks.
Cool. So Tarquin, a little bit more information into your channel. Yep, bit of information in your channel now, Tarquin. Very good, thank you. Leif, what are you doing?
Leif would, once he's finished juggling, he'd actually keep his weapon out. Yes, he would.
Mm-hmm.
He'd go and check on Keros, but
Mm-hmm.
she's been but he would, just check in on her. But obviously, Gray is doing the caring, so that's fine. He would just, and then he'd go and help with the chopping or standing guard, depending on what's required.
Sure.
Yeah.
Keros.
Keros is crying. She's probably being a little bit more dramatic than she needs to be. She's had enough. And she said enough of blokes. And obviously Gray's doing what she said to do, but he's not doing it right. So she'll be berating him. Fix my pillow. No, you didn't fix it right. You're not doing the right thing with Victory, but don't go anywhere. So she's over it. And she's over blokes at the minute, to be quite honest. And it doesn't matter that she didn't step back from the doorway. She's yeah, she just needs a bit of pampering. She'll call out to Leif to make sure that he's close by as her brother from another mother. And yeah, berate Gray, really.
Okay. Excellent. Etienne.
Well, he's praying. He says, "Love is misconstrued," and shouting. They want you to believe that love is weak, that you cannot curse and kiss with the same mouth. They want you to believe that it's the root of love is romance, soft and wide-eyed. Regardless of whether you desire it, love is what sits at the core of the world. It is stronger than greed and hate and jealousy and pain. And what brings us together will always be more powerful than what keeps us apart. Love has the face of a goddess and the talons of a lion. And he spits in the thing's face and then starts hacking its limbs.
Nice work. Love it. Chop, 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 chop. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Etienne. Excellent. And we're back to Mython. So you all go about the various tasks and the various things that you're doing. The troll, assuming it is a troll, this ogre, whatever it is thoroughly hacked up and dismembered. You scatter. Well, I don't know what you do with the pieces. You tell me. Maybe just have a bit of a chat amongst yourselves and decide what you want to do from this stage. GM is going to go and get another drink.
Oh, just saying, Leif wouldn't. If Kiros wanted Leif to hang around, he would hang around. He'd be. He wants to. He'd read what she wants, or he'd ask her what she wants. Just so you know.
Yes, please. I mean, obviously, we don't count Leif in that.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
sick
good.
of
I'll once
business.
Chris is back, I'll let him know that he would just give her the support he needs, that she needs. Not getting in the way of her and Grey at all, but just being there.
I mean, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. I mean, he's doing it, but he's not doing it right.
Yeah.
Hey, Graham,
Sorry.
can I just check you're feeling okay?
What's that?
Graham, you feeling okay?
Me?
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah. All right.
Feeling victorious?
Oh, victorious. Oh, yeah. Etienne was. Yeah. I think
You're feeling a bit perked up. Yeah, just checking.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You're actually killing bad guys, not the party members. It's got to be a plus.
Mythan's going to have made a comment to Tarquin before he leaves, by the way. Big of her. No. I'll let Chris know when he's back what she would have said, because she's done the same thing. I think in between, I think she shot Leif in the back or something. So
It happens.
It's all the best laid plans in the world.
Absolutely, we've all been there. We've all been there. Yeah. But I'll make sure Chris knows that that's what she's going to have said.
So what do you guys, once we've healed up everyone, and what do you want to do? Do we keep attuning and
get back to our little tuning party?
Get back to it. I need some hit points.
Go from here. Well, the trail
So
has gone cold, isn't it?
No, so the plan was, so far as I remember, so we've got some items still left to attune, hoping there's something to be cool about demon fighting.
Yeah.
And the idea was that we were going to have 3 people, Leif's happy to be one because he's got a special ring, to go and face that demon, and we try and say the 3 proposed names of it all at the same time.
And then we think the
That
middle
idea?
one, don't we? We think the middle one is the right one.
Okay. But so I reckon we do that the next day. I think we finish doing our attunement, we heal up, we just keep checking this body is well and truly scattered.
Okay.
So, yeah.
We probably need some dry wood as well, don't we?
Mythan did a forage before and was unable.
Yeah,
She
there's nothing
found
there,
some and has stacked some in the back under the broken roof for the next people who are here. They can have some dry wood. That was her intention. That's the ranger way.
Ever the dock tramper, aren't you, Pete? Ever the dock
Well,
tramper.
Mythan is. She's a woods person. She's a ranger. That's the sort of. And you never know when we need to come back here.
We do.
We might want to come back to Tarrant. It's such a lovely place.
We might come back for a mini break. You're quite right.
Yes, summer holiday. It's got a very warm ocean to swim in.
Karis could do a wood wall if she's feeling so inclined.
True. Oh, Mythan can. Yeah. Sorry, Chris. Just a couple of things. But just a little bit of flavour, I guess. If when Leif went in to check on Kiros, if she gave the message that she did want him to stay, he would have stayed to support her. Just keeping out of Grey's way, but just being, soothing and, listening to her and being frustrated at the situation. Mythan also, whilst I think she was there when Tarquin was apologising, and she would have said, in her sort of bit of brusque way, but, she would have said to him indirectly, shouldn't worry about it. It's all happened. It's happened to everyone. About shooting a friend in the back, sort of thing.
Wow, that's very big of Mythan. Wow. Okay.
But she did do that. I'm pretty sure it was at the in between. She'd shot Leif in the back by mistake. So gets it. Sorry, another thing. She would also check in on Gray's face
Right.
if he needs healing. Is he bleeding, or is he still right to sort of recover? I don't know.
He's not bleeding. He isn't bleeding, but Gray, you are you're down on hits. This is Keros. You're still seeing stars. Like, this thing walloped you really hard across the face, Gray. Your nose is broken. It is definitely broken, and it's we might have to think about what your appearance goes down by as a result. So we'll come to that later on. So just a heads up, your appearance will decrease. I'll do some thinking about what that could be. It was a pretty bad break, and you are at -30 to everything you do, Gray, for a period of time. I've noted the period of time. Yeah. Mithan's assessment: he's no longer bleeding. She can't see anything obvious. She can always try a diagnostics, of course, but she can't see anything obvious that's wrong with Gray and his nose.
Yeah. She's not great at
Just his
diagnostics.
-30 to trust and love.
That's right.
Sorry, I was going to say he's already at a -30 to trust and love, but
Yes.
that's a different conversation.
Poor Gray. Doesn't Gray deserve a break? Anyway, I'm not here. The GM doesn't exist, so ignore me.
Don't take it personally, GM.
I think he's had a break, to be fair.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Hang on. That was actually quite good that was a good joke. I like that.
Yeah.
What do you do, Nathan?
So we can sometimes reduce a negative by doing first aid, correct? To do that, she'll need to do diagnostics to figure out if she can.
Yes. Give me a roll, please.
Yeah. She's not great at diagnostics, so she's not going to do more harm. If she can't figure it out for sure, she's going to leave it.
Okay.
I hope it's masked. 20.
It is masked.
She's got a skill of +30.
Okay, just a second. Sorry, back to the masked dice roll again. What was it, please?
20.
Sorry, 20. Thank you. Cool. And her skill was, what'd you say, 30?
Yes.
Okay. No. You kind of stand there and you do this, Mithan, and ow! And you do Gray another 1 to 5 more hits. Gray, make a roll, please. Oh no, Mithan, make a roll. 1d5. How many more hits you do to poor Gray? Gray's having a rough night, rough day.
3.
Gray, you lose another. So Mithan's kind of standing there, poking you in the face, trying to figure out what's wrong with you. Just hold still, and does you another 3 hits. Ow!
That, I suppose, would give a little wintry, like a corner smile with a corner eye to Keros. Like,
Jesus.
I mean, she'll try it on. It's not like her to try and to interact in that way, but she might just. Then she'd offer healing to anyone who's down on hits and do her annoying spell, which isn't regeneration.
So.
If that's,
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. So she would do the prep for 2 rounds and then cast, touching them, cast healing 3 on anyone who decides they want healing, which is the 3 to 30
Yes,
hits
please.
spell.
Yes, please. Keros is feeling like a third of what she should be feeling.
No, she's not. She's feeling a quarter. She's on 10 hit points.
She's feeling 17. I've got.
No, it's 10, according to my software.
Oh, okay. So the spell roll was 82, so I assume that's
Spell
okay.
is successful, yes.
And the hits to heal is a 11.
11. Kiros. Actually, I might have been 3 off. So you're actually on 13, Kiros, because I accidentally clicked one more round forward, which would have taken you 3 more hits off. So, Kiros, you're on 24 hits.
How is she feeling?
About half herself.
About half herself,
So she'd like another spell.
please.
Yes. Yep. So same process. Yep. 38 was the roll.
Great.
D10. Oopsies, that's the wrong way. 3D10. 16 more hits.
Kiros, you're on.
So that's 40.
Yes, 40 out of your normal 41.
Yeah, so she's feeling pretty good, thank you.
Feeling pretty good because we're probably going to sleep. So okay. And Mithan would offer that to a little bit sheepishly to Grey for cause him a bit more pain, but yeah. Does Grey want
Grey
healing?
would gratefully accept.
Keros would give side eye.
Why didn't that roll work? B100, sorry. That's a successful spell, 74.
Mm-hmm.
3d10 is 17 hits.
Okay.
Grey.
You are now on 111 out of your normal 122, Grey.
How's he feeling? Needs a bit more.
Maybe just a little bit more if you can.
Yes. Here's the spell.
So greedy.
35. Oopsies, that's not correct. 3d10. 15 more hits.
126 out of his 122, Grey. You're on 4 hits. 122.
Thank you.
Was there anyone else who needed healing? Hit healing. We are about to, I think, sleep. So you probably go up about 8 hits. I think that's what Mithan's down.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she might sort of forgo herself, but no one else came. No one else had a bit. Okay, cool. Thank you. That's her done.
Okay. What do you do?
I think the consensus definitely was to scatter the troll, or the whatever it is, the beastie to pieces as far as safely possible.
Okay.
In multiple directions. Can we observe them before scattering them? Are they crawly back together as much?
They don't seem to be moving, or not to the visible eye anyway.
I think the ones we noticed in that tomb were the ones we noticed. Well, we'd been told by the guides were particularly regenerative, but I'm sure all of them do. So yeah, still scatter, I think.
Okay.
Then, well, I think it's Mithan and Leif's opinion that we just continue with the attunement if we are in the mood to.
Well,
Yeah.
I think so. Let's see what we can get out of these items, and then put our best foot forward going into the citadel, right? Set up a watch, do some attunement.
Sleep.
Sleep. Probably be nice to have a fire though, wouldn't it? It might be worth the little wood wall, Karis, if you can muster one up that we could chop up and burn.
You're going to have to ask nicely. She's not in the mood. She's really not in the mood for this rubbish.
Right. Well, Etienne will come over.
So someone's... Oh, good. Yep.
Etienne coming over and he expresses his sorrow to see her injured, and he looks at you with his big blue eyes and says, "Do
you want to try a charm roll?"
Sure.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah. Why not do it? Yeah.
Sure. Give me a roll. Unmasked.
Not that
Is
good.
Grey watching?
30. He's not being flirty on this occasion. He knows to, he's not going to step in.
30 plus.
30 plus 83.
83. Technically, this is probably at a minus. Well, we're not going to do it. There's probably a minus. So either a success or close on a success. So what do you say? And you act accordingly, please.
So
Carlos.
yeah, he's very polite and courteous, and fears for what the night may bring, and points out to Karos that unfortunately we have no dry wood, and he's aware that you might have a spell that could maybe help us, that he could build a fire for us, and it might increase the chance of keeping us safe through the night if Karos had the power and the will to summon something up for us. Flutter.
Oh, well, big sigh, obviously. I mean, such an inconvenience. I mean, the current situation is not something that she's focused on right now. She's very much focused on her heart and how she's feeling. Big sigh. Obviously, she's got the power. That goes without saying. She'll do it. Only because Etienne asked so nicely, and she'll glance across at Gray, make sure that he's, doing appropriate, nice things with Victory and tickling chins and saying pss, 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 pss. So yes, she will. She will create a dry wood wall.
Okay. Tell me.
Is there any specific area that that Etienne would like the wood wall cast?
Oh, here and around. Is there anything don't think there's anything we want to particularly block off? Is it we don't want to shut ourselves in this place? So just out the. I think we'd probably just burn it outside the front of the door, wouldn't we? So that if
What? Yeah.
So you see where Demos is sort of standing. Obviously, don't cast it through his head or anything. But yeah, there. If Demos will move, maybe you could cast it there.
Oh, only because you asked so nicely, Etienne, and are so concerned for my emotional, spiritual, and physical well-being.
He is genuinely concerned. He's not making it up. So yeah.
No, she knows. She knows. Side glance. Keras will cast her wood wall, which is a level 5 spell.
Give me a roll.
Please.
Fails on a 1 or a 2.
Sure thing. If it fails, it'll be Gray's fault because she's not feeling herself. 48.
48. The spell is successful. What happens?
Tiny little planks of wood, like little lightning wood, come out of my fingers, and you see the wall start to build. Lovely dry wood ready to be chopped and burnt.
Okay. You duly do so. A crueler GM than me would actually technically say something to maybe consider next time. That I would ask, what do you use to cut up the wall? Because swords are not good for cutting walls. Hand axes might do at a pinch, but we're not going to get too prescriptive about that right now. You do smash, break up, crush, whatever, the wall. How much wood does it give you, Keros? Does it give you an amount?
It gives me 10 by 2 by 2. So
10 by 20.
Oh, beg your pardon, 10 by 20 by 2. A lot. It gives me a lot.
That's a lot of wood. Okay.
Can I have the rain on parade, though, please? Sorry. Rude that I am. Yeah, sorry. The duration of wood wall is 1 minute per level.
Better burn it.
So
quick.
get. You got 5 minutes.
Hang on. So it does. It magics away. Yeah, it does. So you don't have wood. Thank you, Pete.
Well,
Thank you, Pete.
We'll do it, but 5
Pete, please,
minutes.
Pete, please mark down 50 XP for your honesty and your using your rules lawing power for good.
Anyway,
Feel good.
It can be toppled if it's not against a wall, so that helps us. We've got some strong blokes. Push the wood wall over.
But the point is, unlike the ice wall, which we have determined over time, melts of its own accord. In other words, it's actually genuinely ice. This is a magical construct, and if it only lasts a certain number of rounds, you can smash the wall, you can start building a fire, but after a certain amount of rounds, that magical wood will literally cease to exist. It will not be there.
Yeah, understood. So these boys better get moving, is what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
mean,
Like,
at the moment,
get a whip.
Ian's quite impressed. So he just turns to him and says, "You have superpowers. You are sisters. You are healers. You are mothers. You are the goddesses' warriors." That's what he thinks. So he'll start chopping up because he doesn't know it's going to disappear.
Right.
And if he finds that if someone mentions it's going to disappear, he might just try and light a bit of it so he can get a fire going, and maybe try some of the damper stuff to see if it'll catch. Or is that just a?
I would ask. Yep, based on that. So how long does the phantom wood last for?
A minute per round.
I know. Per level?
Is that? Oh, sorry, per level. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yep. Okay.
1 minute per level.
Yep.
If he finds that out, he'll try and set light to it as quickly as he can.
All right. So I would ask for some kind of survival check. Does anybody have survival or outdoor skills or something equivalent, perhaps? And it will be at a minus.
But Keros would
Only with
know
range.
that this is the.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry, keep going.
Etienne will defer to our ranger's views on wood burning.
A ranger who's got no survival skills, got region lore.
Right. What about you, Gray? Man of the forest?
Hopeless Grey.
Poor old Grey. He doesn't have the those skills. Sorry. He can track wolves. You just can't burn them.
Okay. All right. Etienne will just use his magic box of matches and see how he goes.
Okay. So the appropriate skill would be just get the stats. General, gymnastic, linguistic, magical, medical, perception, social, subterfuge, survival. So something like foraging, hostile environments. Foraging would probably be the main one. There isn't a generic survival skill, which is a bit crazy.
You got foraging, Methan?
Methan's got plus 63 in foraging, so
I'd give you that. Yep, I'd give you that as a roll.
Oh, okay.
So hang on, let me just check what the description is. Yep. Next mission, as I have banged on about a whole bunch of times, is actually tidy up the rules and get the skills in a better format. Foraging. Bonus for the chance of finding local sources of potable water or edible plants or animals, including basic food acquisition skills such as gathering or fishing. I'm going to say that because I can't see. Don't believe there is another one. Hostile environments. Hostile environments. Yeah, damn it, there really isn't a... There really isn't a generic... I'm going to say that foraging is the most appropriate. Could you give me... It'll be a static maneuver, please, Mithan. The wood is... the wood you would initially be working with is dry. but to get a sustained fire going that isn't going to disappear. So in other words, your initial ability to get a fire going will be relatively easy. I'm rolling to see if you can sustain that once you've got the fire going with the phantom wood. I'm going to say it'll be a negative 30 to this roll. So no. So if you please give me and it's not masked, because you can obviously see whether you're successful or not with making the fire. Give me a roll, please, when you're ready.
70.
70 plus 65, did you say?
63, yep.
70 plus 63 minus 30. Near success. If partial success is possible, you accomplish half of your static action. You can try again after 3 rounds of contemplation. So you get the phantom wood. The phantom wood is gone, basically, but you've used it to get a fire going, and you're desperately trying to find dry-ish proper wood to put on and keep burning. It's smoky. The fuel is kind of catching. It's kind of not catching. It's kind of catching. It's kind of not catching. It was a near success. I'm going to say you've got a plus 15 to your next roll in 3 rounds to see if you can do it. If it's anything, if it's a failure or below, no chance of getting a fire lit. Give me a roll, please.
Does oil help?
Ooh, yeah, good point.
Yes, oil would give you. It's still very damp. It would take that negative 15 down to. Yeah, I'd say that would negate the negative. Depends how much oil you use. You came out with a lot of oil each. You've used a substantial amount over your time while you've been burning horrible corpses and such things.
Giles is gone.
Okay.
So, enough to well. So, how much would it take to take off the rest of that negative?
A pint.
Is that a lot of what's left?
I forget how many pints you guys had. You've got them down somewhere.
Yeah, it's written down somewhere.
Yep. A pint of oil would get rid of the minus.
I don't know that that's worth it. I think we need our oil. Have a go without it, I guess, unless anyone feels strongly otherwise.
No, but I was watching my serial killer channel last night to soothe myself before bed, and they burnt a body in 7 minutes.
Great.
Don't know if that's helpful here. No,
it's
what
not.
did they use?
It's not. But thanks. But thanks for sharing.
Petrol, but yeah.
Yep, cool.
Yeah.
But thanks for sharing, Keros. So oil would help, would reduce that negative, but you'd have to use a pint of it. So you're making another attempt at a negative 15.
Yes.
Okay, Give me a roll, please.
Try it. 49.
49 plus 65 plus 15 minus 15 is... Hang on, am I right? 49 plus 65 minus 15 is 99. Because the 15 you got minus the 15, yeah, that's right. So 99, same result again. Near success. You're basically puffing on this damp wood, just desperate to try to get it going. Your face is going red, Mithan. You're looking even more unattractive than you usually are. Give me a roll in another 3 rounds, please.
Oh my, she's concerned about that.
Mm-hmm.
Another wood wall?
What was the roll?
89.
89, that would do it. 89, 65, minus 30. Amazingly, Mithan, and that deserves, in this damp weather, that does deserve a very quick... and amazingly, you managed to get a fire going, and you've managed to stack and produce enough wood and dry out enough wood somehow. It's not a massive fire, but it's enough. and you do get a fire burning.
So we'll do the whole stacking wood to keep it drying out the wood that we're going to put on, and then that sort of routine going, right?
Where do you put it?
Was that pretty much? Graham, you had the plan?
Yeah, I think so. Because then, if we get attacked and we're in the house, it's we're not. We want to be able to get out, obviously.
So not right in the door, but enough room for us to go out either side.
Yeah, that's right. And do you want to burn a head on it? I mean, why we got it on a spit roast?
Who's one? Who's head?
The big head.
Okay.
Put it on a little. Yeah.
Do I note down difficulty of maneuvers for those ones, Chris? Or
yeah, please. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So those were extremely hard.
So that was 3?
No, you only succeeded once.
So 1. Cool. Right. Because it wasn't progressive.
Correct.
Yeah. Thank you. Cool. So Mithan will tend that fire, and just I assume there's some sort of sequence of wood getting closer to it and drying out.
Yep.
So we can keep it sustained.
And you were able to forage some. Part of that roll, I'm going to say, you happened to come across some wood perhaps that you'd missed in the back, and that was a very hard roll in damp, soggy conditions. It hasn't been pouring with rain, admittedly. It's damp, as you can hear. There was some timber at the back you're able to find. You've got enough for a modest fire all evening.
Thank you.
Yep. Tell me what you do, please.
So, Chris, I think Tarquin would try and find Mithan in a quiet moment, and they're not around someone, or ideally anyone else, and say.
You can do this in a channel if you prefer, of course, Giles.
No, that's okay. I don't mind if other people hear.
Okay.
Other people will be.
Oh no.
No, we lost Giles.
Can't hear Giles. Can't hear you.
Hello.
Can't hear you.
Hello.
He's going to type.
Okay.
Well, until we hear from Giles, what about doing some bit of a tuning, bit of keeping watch?
Yep.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Just logged into my phone. Sorry, I'm not. Something must be happening on my computer.
It's okay, no problem.
So I think Tarquin would sneak inside. He'd try and find Mithan, ideally not with other people, and just let Mithan know he feels sick, something's not right.
Cool. She'll do diagnostics on him, I guess, and ask him where it's feeling, where he's feeling odd, and she'll pointedly ask him, perhaps it's something you ate, and do diagnostics.
Okay. Give me a roll, please.
Ooh, 88.
It's Master, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. Okay, and what's her skill again?
Plus 30.
Mithan, you go about your poking and your prodding again. You don't actually do any damage to Tarquin, but basically the more you poke and prod him, the worse you kind of feel, Tarquin. Mithan, you've got no idea. You can't see anything particularly.
Yeah. So she'll ask him what the problem is.
I'd say I'm feeling worse. I've not been feeling great for a little while. It's mostly an upset stomach. It's definitely getting worse over time. Feel a bit nauseous.
Right.
Yeah, it gets worse, that'll be bad.
Cool. So she will say she'll do what she can, but and I think actually perhaps we should go into a different chat room, Giles, if that's all right. You'll come as well, Chris?
Yeah, I'll come so the listeners can
Sorry.
I might ask actually rather than I'm sorry to do this, guys, but rather than asking to go into a separate chat room so the sound effects stay, can I ask other people not in this conversation to head into chat room 1, please? So everybody that's not Tarquin or Mythan, please jump into chat room 1.
Get in your room.
Is that us? Cool. So so she will so as we are just them, she will want to cast disease purification and poison purification on him. So whilst doing this, so should touch him and prepare for 2 rounds and do that.
Mhm.
So should I roll those?
Yes,
2
please.
spells?
Yep, sure.
So for the first one, it's a 5.
Mm-hmm. Still goes off.
Cool. And D100, and here's the poison one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez, that's a 3. Far out.
Both still go off, amazingly.
Crazy. Yeah. So the
One.
stops infection and or spread of disease in one target after they've acquired the disease. Thus, no further damage will occur in uninfected areas of the body.
Sure.
And the other one is neutralizes any one poison in the system of one target. Damage already sustained is not cured. So she will inform him of what her spell, the effect her spells will have. So if it has been a poison or disease, he might still feel sick, but he shouldn't get worse, basically. And while she's sort of taking a matter-of-fact approach, she'll also mention, she will say, you know, yeah, bad luck about that shot. We'll do it. Like I said before, I've shot people in the back, friends in the back before. You should not feel, do not feel bad. You've said your sorries. Move on. We all, make mistakes. We all have our odd ways of doing things. The other night, after we killed the children of the moss, and she'd be watching his face now. She doesn't have a light perception skill, but she would, and she's got, I don't know if it helps, but she has got an empathy, or is it an intuition? She's wanting to see how he reacts, basically, and get a vibe from him.
I'd give you a quarter on light perception.
Of her normal perception. Cool. Okay, well, she'll take that. She's not meaning to interrogate, but she just wanted to gauge the reaction. A quarter would be plus 22.
Okay, so give me a mass dice roll.
Sorry, Giles, not meaning to make this all cloak and dagger, but
No.
Rolled a 21.
Okay.
But she's just wanting to judge his reaction, not if he's lying, but if he's covering up.
I'll tell you what's run the conversation. I'll tell Mythan what she learns.
She will say, the other night after we'd killed the children of the moss, we had helped you to experiment to test out the body, seeing what the extent of these things were. I happened to notice, I've just got to read my notes here, you doing some sort of a ritual, and that you ate a piece of one of them, I believe. Yes. Do you recall doing that? Perhaps that's contributing to. Is there something you need to? I'm not interested in your business or your habits or your religious rituals or anything. What's your business is your business. But if it's having an effect on your health like this, you might be not aware of it, or just tell me to mind my own business if I have to. This does not need to be an issue between us. It would be very direct and should be upfront. But she would say, "I saw you do this. I think I saw you do this."
Does this have any effect on my nausea, Chris?
What's that? No, nothing. You feel awful.
So Mythan's looking for a reaction.
It's made no difference to my physical state, all of this stuff.
No.
Okay, so I think Tarquin would jump on Mythan, who is clearly bigger than him, and essentially to try and pin her down in a way that's threatening, but not aggressive. So
Okay,
it's hard to describe.
So where is
This
this?
is more than play, but less than attack.
So where is this happening? You said away from.
You said a
Mython.
little bit away from the party, didn't you? So he definitely wouldn't do this inside of anyone else.
Okay, so it could be there, for example. Outside, Mython was tending to the fire. Would that be reasonable?
I can't. I can't see the
on
map,
screen.
Chris.
No, you can't see the map. No, you can't. Here's the map coming. Here's the map coming out. So others were inside, and you've dismembered the big critter. Mython's doing fire things. Tarquin, you've come around the corner and you've had this conversation. Does that look reasonable? Where you'd be?
Are we out of sight of everyone else?
Yes.
All right. Yep. So I think
unless whoops a daisy, and I'm just giving way too much away. Unless you would not feel comfortable, we should have determined exactly where this conversation took place. Mython, yes, we should have. Mython, over to you. Kind of hard for you to not pre-cook it, knowing what you know now. But would you have had any issue having this conversation out of sight of the others initially, the beginning of the conversation? Okay, so
no, she's aware she's going to broach the subject, and it might make him feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
She was not meaning to make him.
Cool.
So, yeah,
it's happening there. Sure. So Tarquin, what do you do?
I drift out of sight of the others.
Yep. No, you're there. So you're out of sight.
No, I drift further down the wall.
Okay.
And I'd start to question what's going on. What are you talking about? I want to drag Mython with me. Yep. And I'm the one who's pretty sick.
Does Mython resist, or does Mython have any issue with this?
No. If this is really difficult. If she notices he's being trying to draw her in, then she would.
I'd look worried and anxious and agitated. That's how I'd be. If that helps.
Yep. So, but she wouldn't necessarily follow you. If she's not, I don't know. She's not particularly. She's not empathetic. I mean, she'd go just around the corner. That's fine. That's fine. But I don't know if she wants to go further.
All right. So this is what I wanted. I'm good with that.
What she's had to say.
So, yep. What Tarquin's going to do is essentially grab her and jump on her and try and, kind of garner control without obviously being in control. He knows that she's a strong lady. She could probably overpower him. The purpose here, it's a bit like WWF as opposed to, those people who actually punch the shit out of each other. Right? It's sort of play fighting. He needs to feel like he's in control before he can say what he's going to say. So I think he would probably...
Just before you continue, couple of things. Size difference. Tarquin is short, very short. Mython is 6'7". The weight difference as well. Sorry, 6'9". She's huge. So this would be a hard thing for him to do, but just to balance it up, to explain.
Absolutely. And at no time would he look like, there is a difference between, and maybe it's just because I've done Taekwondo for a few years, but, you can fight and you can fight, if you know what I mean. Like, you can have a proper go at someone with very clearly not trying to hurt them, and you can have a proper go at someone, the idea being that they're unconscious, so you're safe.
Okay. So we're not you're not rolling an attack on even a
no.
So there in this game there is a attack to subdue where you attack someone and you would have a negative to the roll and you can affect the critical.
No.
It's just kind of fooling around play fighting.
This is obviously like, essentially Mython could just smack him in the face, all right, and he'd fall off.
Okay, done. Got it. I understand.
What he wants to do is try to put himself in a position of authority.
Understand. Cool. So that happens. Tarquin attempts to do that. How does Mython... And do you say anything at the same time?
He'd be like, I'd be angry. Shit, I need to be careful. I don't want a noise complaint. It'd be it wouldn't be sensible words.
Ah,
How does she react?
yeah, she's not actually interested even in play fighting, I'm afraid. If it was Leif, sure, he'd go along. She is very defensive. She will not put herself in any position where anyone's dominating her. So she will not allow you to, or she'll resist you trying to even play fight, I'm afraid. Sorry.
That's fine. Chris, so he would,
And she'll say, "What are you saying? Explain to me."
he'd fall away and say, I'm trapped. I'm trapped. Talk about this, raise this. If I'm suspicious, I'll kill you. I'm trapped.
She'll say to him, "Is this putting the party in danger?"
No, he'll say no.
Okay.
So maybe you.
Well, if the party is not in danger, it's your business. If you assure me it's not, then unless you want my help, then that's all there is to it. You come to me for help if I can help untrap you. Otherwise, I don't care. I don't need to get involved.
And I think Tarquin would rock back on his haunches, probably cover his hands and head, and just howl and just want to be alone. He'd ignore everything around him.
How loud enough for people inside to hear?
Well, I don't know where inside is, Chris, but he would.
Can you see the map?
Just through the wall.
Yeah, he's entirely immune to what's around him,
Okay.
and this is kind of like, a guttural pain for him.
Okay. Okay, cool. Methan, what are you doing?
Okay. She's just said that, but actually this reaction is telling her that he is not in control of himself, and that is actually a liability to the party. She'll just wait.
Yeah, this is not something that'll last long. This is like any intense emotional experience, 10, 15 seconds. It will feel like forever if you're watching it.
So could you, one of you guys, quickly, because if I go, the sound will go. Can Giles, can you nip into channel 1 for a second and tell people who are a distance of about 15, 16 foot away from you inside the hut, what they would have heard in terms of his howl, and then come back and ask.
I'm happy to do it here, Chris, just for continuity, because I think it'd be very obvious to Methan.
Yeah. What I'm wanting to do is to give other players a chance to react to information they now would know.
Sure. Okay. So channel 1.
Jump into channel 1 super fast. Tell people what they would have heard, and then jump back immediately. Oh.
Interesting. Oh my goodness. Of all the people. I've noticed. And, oh, poor Tarquin. Jeez.
Oh, where?
Where did he go?
Oh yeah, no, he did.
Yep.
If he's not back in 5 seconds, Pete, rather than me lose the sound effects and have to do all that, can you go in and ask Tarquin and anybody else that wants to come and join the discussion?
Yeah.
So counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you could hit in, ask. Oh, he's back. He's back. He's back. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Did you say our names 3 times?
Something like that.
So, looks like who comes around the corner?
Ray will poke his head around.
Okay.
Yeah, Etienne, is quite concerned.
Etienne as well. Okay. And Keros, by the looks of it, has come as well. or is she staying inside? You're on mute, Keros.
Sorry, I've just had to move to my phone. Is Keros the only one left inside?
No, Demos, Leif, and Neathanel currently are inside.
Keros will stay inside.
Okay, can you leave chat room this chat room, please?
Oh, yep.
I'm sorry, you're going to be on your Todd.
All good. Sorry, I'm on my phone. Just let me.
It's all right. It's all right. Cool. So these two characters, Etienne and Grey, come around the corner. You've heard this noise from Tarquin. You've heard semi-raised voices. You see Mithan standing above Tarquin. Tarquin is on the ground, or is crouched into a ball. Correct me otherwise. Oh, no, sorry. What am I doing describing? You describe what they see in terms of Tarquin, please, Tarquin.
Yeah. Hopefully you can all hear me. My computer's just having.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Difficulty, so I'm on my phone. So essentially, he's sort of crouched into a ball. I'm sure it's a yoga position. Crouched on the flat of his feet, hands over his head. So he's like literally in like a little ball, but sitting down on his feet. It's a position from which you can, move into attack or defend or roll away or do nothing. But he can't see because his, head's between his knees and his hands are over his head. He's in a ball, essentially crying and shouting, pretty upset. It might remind the party a little of his, I'm going to say, ridiculous reaction after he failed to kill the person in the tower.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mithan is standing not over him, but she is standing to one side. Grey let's start with Grey and Etienne. What do you do?
Etienne will ask, what's Mithan? What's occurring?
She won't say it's confidential. She'll say he was not feeling well. Approached me for a diagnosis. I don't know what's wrong. I've cast healing spells for disease and poison on him. No effect. I raised something I noticed the other night, which is that he ate one of the piece of the children of the moths, and he wanted to play fight with me. He was not attacking, but was wanting to engage physically somehow. Not to hurt, but to dominate, perhaps. It's not something I like. And now here he is. Someone who can talk with him perhaps should, and she'll sort of step back and say, he's unpredictable.
Right. Well, Etienne sort of would signal to Grey and Mithan to stay close, and Etienne will attempt to charm Tarquin.
Oh, sorry. She will interrupt as doing that. Or not. When I asked him, I said I saw him eat something of the children of the moths the other night. When I stopped him from play fighting, dominating me, I asked what is happening. He said he is trapped.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something going on. We don't want to push him too hard.
Charm roll. This will be a -70 charm roll.
Hang on. I'm just thinking, Chris. Can I just No, I think Etienne will let Grey do this. He's going to start preparing. Let Grey do the grunting, and he's going to start preparing.
Okay.
We won't make it obvious to anyone other than Grey. Just to sort of signal that Grey can just take over for now.
Mm-hmm. Grey would, I guess, talk really slowly and softly and just try and get his attention delicately without I don't know, signaling to him that he wants to play fight. It'd just be, Tarquin, what is problem?
They're there. They're there.
Yeah,
They're there.
but without touching him.
They're
He won't
there.
touch him. He doesn't want to touch him. He doesn't want to catch whatever weirdness is going on.
Tarquin, what reaction from you, if any, please?
Look, I think as he calms down, he'd calm down and look at Mithan and go, look, I don't feel well. I need some help. You're as close to a healer as we've got. Can you help me?
Can how many rounds have passed, Chris? Can I have cast?
Call it. It's about 3 rounds, 30 seconds.
Okay. Well, I'll wait till 4, and then he'll. Can't remember if he's cast. Oh, he has cast, so I'll need to transcend armor.
Okay.
But then, if she's got an opportunity to respond, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah. She will say, this is something controlling you. That was a strange reaction.
He no, but no. Everything's all right. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Now in 4
But I need
rounds.
help. I feel sick. I feel like I might be poisoned.
Right.
It hasn't gone away, but maybe it will. Maybe I just need to wait. I apologize for fuss. It's nothing.
Okay.
Ray will ask him if he licked a frog.
We've all done it.
Make the roll, please, Graham.
Make a roll.
I've seen The Simpsons.
90.
90.
Yeah.
Whatever spell it is goes off.
Sorry, I got to transcend.
Oh, sorry, that was the right. Oh, okay, 90. Yes. So the trans. And what's your transcend armor skill, please?
That's 89.
Well and truly, transcend armor worked. Yes, and then the spell roll.
25.
The spell roll also worked. With 4 rounds prep, you get plus 20 to that roll.
So, he's going to cast Voice of Reason. For as long as the caster speaks, the target will believe that the reasoning and ideas that the caster expresses are correct and valid.
Okay, I can do that.
Well, hang on. That'll be. Sorry, keep going with the description, please.
Sorry, that was all. For as long as the caster speaks, the target will believe the reasoning and ideas that the caster expresses are correct and valid.
Cool. So that is definitely a resistance roll required.
It's an F.
Yes.
M?
Yes, it's definitely a resistance roll. You didn't say you were touching him, but you're within 10 foot. I'm assuming you
I will run over, and I'll do everything. I'll gesticulate, stand on my head.
Yep.
Touch.
You do touch him?
Yeah, I'm happy to, yeah. Gently.
Tarquin,
I'd not be happy with that. I'd pull away.
Okay, so you don't touch him, but you're within 10 foot. And gesticulating, you get plus 15 for that. So all told, it's a result of that. Tarquin, you have a negative 25 to your resistance roll. It's a channeling resistance roll. What level is Etienne?
He is...
I don't know.
8.
8. And what level is Tarquin?
Oh, he's level... I think he might be level 9. He's level 9 now.
Okay. 47 plus 25. Tarquin, using your channeling resistance, you have to beat a 72. If you beat 72, the spell has no effect on you. If you roll less than 72, the spell has an effect. You roll, please.
I can't roll on my phone. Sorry.
Okay. Someone else roll for Tarquin, please.
Yeah. I really want Graham to.
Oh, Graham.
Just,
Graham. Yep.
Just the irony of it.
Yes.
Come on, Graham.
45.
45.
Yeah.
45. What's Tarquin's channeling, please?
Oh. His channeling is 23.
23 is a result of 68. 68 is not 72. That resistance roll fails, and Tarquin, you are under Etienne's spell.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, I mean, essentially, he's going to speak very softly, and if charm helps, he'll be charming. And but these aren't words without, there's rationale to them, and he sort of expresses that Tarkin is amongst friends, and we're all here to help. Whatever it is you're going through, we're right behind you. And you can tell us anything. We've been through absolute hell together, and if you're going through any shade of hell yourself, then share it. Any problems, a problem shared, problem halved, and all the rest of it. Just tell us, and we'll deal with it. So it's probably really important for you just to try and express what you're feeling and what's at the heart of it, and tell us how you're feeling, and if there's anything we can do, or what you've been doing, and what you feel like doing, and if you've got any urges, tell us what they are, and then we all know, and we can all move on. And you're part of this party. You don't need to worry about anything like that. We're all here to help you. So the best way we can help you, though, we've got a lot of combined strengths and skills here among us. We've all got different skills. I'm sure a few of us can do their best and help you and get you through this, but we kind of need to know what's going on, and I'm sure you'll feel better for telling us too. And so he'll go along that kind of route, being kind and being charming, and basically persuading Tarquin that it's in his interest to divulge exactly what he knows about what he's got, and guesses about what he's got, and the implications of that, and so on and so on and so on.
Okay. So the definition of the spell, can you read it out again, please? And then based on that, Tarquin, I'm going to be very interested to hear what your answers are. What was the definition of the spell, please?
For as long as the caster speaks, the target will believe that the reasoning and ideas that the caster expresses are correct and valid.
Okay, so Tarquin, based on that information, based on the fact your character's failed, the floor's yours.
Yeah.
Go for it. And I am.
So I think Tarquin.
Just getting a drink. Chris? I'm just getting a drink, but I'm listening absolutely with bated breath.
I think Tarquin would almost sort of come to. It's hard to describe, right? So he might have felt to others to be a little out of control, and he's clearly back in control. And I think he'd turn to Severin and would fall on his knees. And he'd be like, Tin Can, you're my man. If I owe anyone in my life in this world, it's you. You've saved me once from a group of bandits, and you've saved me again by accepting me into this group. And sometimes life deals you a bad hand early that you get to keep. And sometimes even the best people in the world can't help you with your bad hand. But maybe the bad hand helps you smash the worst hand. And I didn't want to like you guys, but I do. And I don't know what to do. I have a noose around my neck, and I cannot avoid it. And only you can win, and only you can't. And I don't know what to do. I have a noose around my neck.
Well, Etienne urges him on, and if he uses charm if required, to explain what he means by noose round my neck.
I'm going to need Chris to tell me how good that charm is before I decide what I tell you. Sorry, bro.
That's all right. It's pretty good. I'll roll.
And I have to go to bed in 28 minutes no matter what, because it's like nearly 1 a.m. here, and I'm exhausted.
I bet you are. I'll roll then. Save us time.
Yeah.
Roll
I'm
44.
interested in what it's a charm roll. Have you got the charm or something like charm? I can't see the rolls because I had to have you on my phone.
Sorry, we couldn't hear you, Chris. By the way.
Damn it, sorry.
Oh, Chris, you did?
Yes. Sorry, I didn't have my mic down. I thought I was speaking to you and I wasn't. So you're going to try to charm him. The spell reassures Tarquin.
Yeah.
But it doesn't force him to say
No.
anything he doesn't. Sorry.
No. He believes that my reasoning and ideas are correct and valid.
I absolutely believe your reasoning and ideas. So that's it, just your
Yeah. Okay, so in this case, you're going to try a charm roll. Give me a roll. It's not masked.
44.
44. It's not. I'm going to say. I think even though this is a stressful situation for Tarquin, so I'm going to say there would be I said initially it was going to be an absurd maneuver for a charm maneuver. However, your reasoning is sound, so I'm going to take that down to an extremely hard. It's still 30 because of the situation and the subject matter material and all the rest. What was the roll again? So this is negative 30 to this roll. 42 was the roll, is that right?
44.
44 plus
89.
89 minus 30 is 103. So that gives a result of influence and charm. Near success. It's taken longer than you'd hoped, but you're almost successfully influencing your target. With an appropriate, if appropriate, roll again next round with a plus 10. So give me another roll, Graham, and plus 10, you still have the negative 30.
Okay. And am I aware that it's a difficult thing to do?
No. Well, no, you don't know.
Okay. I'll roll again. 56.
56 plus 89 minus 30 plus 10 is 125. Success in this game is 111. So, O ye of the silver tongue, you smooth-talked your target into tractability. Have you considered a career in politics? That wasn't an absolute success, which is 176 plus. So, at a negative 30, Tarquin, so it was not an easy thing for Etienne to do, but over a bit of time, he's talked you around, he's been charming and nice and kind, and he's warmed you up. It is ultimately, however, your character and your call on what you choose to divulge or what you don't. That was a successful maneuver. It wasn't an absolute success. The floor's yours, Tarquin.
So I think he'd be in a ball. He'd be hiding his face. He would not be looking at their own. I think he would confess that Tarquin saved his life when we met earlier, before he was who he is now, which is clearly a different man. He saved his life when he saved him on the island. So he saved his life twice, and the best Tarquin's done possibly is, laugh at him for being dressed in steel. And I think he'd say that that's difficult to cope with, and he's been trained to be like that. And I think he'd say he's been trained to be a bad man and doesn't want to be a bad man and doesn't know how to manage that. And he was pretty happy being a bad man before he met these people. And at the ripe old age of 23, when an elf lives to 300, 23, you're not an old man, or even a young man. You're really just starting at manhood. He doesn't know what to do, and he probably, at this point, insists Etienne be silent and promise not to reveal any of this to his colleagues for fear of retribution from Aphrodite herself. And I don't think he'd carry on beyond that.
Well, he'd asked the others to step back, so out of earshot, and continue. And
hang on, sorry, just to check, point of qualification. When you say your colleagues, Tarquin, you're referring to Etienne's other religious colleagues, or were you referring to both?
I don't think Tarquin wouldn't have said any of this in front of anyone else. My assumption is Tarquin would have assumed everyone was out of earshot here.
Oh, so why do we still have why do we still have both Mithan and Aiden in the room then?
Oh, it's a good point.
He'll ask them.
Okay, so Mithan and Aiden, can you please head back into the other room, and can you please tell Keros what on earth is what you've experienced so far? Because she's very curious. Thank you.
And I guess, yeah, he would continue to say that he has nothing to fear from me. You must remember, my mother she is the personification of a fierce compassion. She is the mother of the great womb, large enough to hold all the pain and carry it away. She is the mother who will breathe for us when we cannot breathe anymore. She's the great mystery, the web weaver, the life force. She fills your body with ripples of terror and delight. But when she calls you, you know you've been called, and then it's up to you to decide if you will answer. But she has the power to dispel whatever it is within you. You are not fixed. I was once an urchin of the street. I used to steal, threaten. Didn't kill, but another few years and I certainly would have turned that way. I was turned around completely. I became a completely different person. So do not despair. There's nothing set about you. You can change. It's entirely up to you, and with my guidance, I will make it happen. But tell me what I must do, and I will get it done.
I think Tarquin would rock and go, I'm possessed, but not possessed. I'm enthralled, but not betrothed. You speak fancy words, but they feel formulaic, arithmetic.
They're not formulaic. These are from the heart, my friend. This is where I speak from. It is the whole purpose of my being is to speak from the heart. It is why I'm here. It's the only thing. The only thing I can do.
We have one and only choice, and our one and only choice is to serve.
No.
And that's an irony and a idiocy, a one we can't avoid.
Of course, all chains can be broken. You just have to tell me, lead me in the right direction, and I will break them. And if I can't do...
Can your chains be broken?
Of course they can. I live by a code. If I don't live by that code, my chain to my goddess is broken. I don't have a choice. I follow the goddess to be who I am. If I cease to be who I am, then I am no longer Etienne Gilderflower.
You've asked me my problem, and I cannot deny you. You've saved me twice. I should be dead.
And I'm glad you're not. Tell me how not only to save you, but to save your soul. Tell me how to do that. Tell me what afflicts you. Tell me who afflicts you. And we will work together to break that bond and get your life back. Get your soul back.
I know good I can't remember. I feel and see the elves in my system. I know death like you will never know. And I know the death that will come to me without what I do.
Well, explain what it is.
And I'm not sure I can tell you more.
Well,
I do not know how more to take this.
If you can't, If you can't tell me more, then you are indeed chained to your fate. But you know as well as I do in this world, there are all sorts of forces and magic, and also, we have brought back one of our people from the very depths of death and brought her back to life in front of our very eyes. That is the most powerful force I have ever seen. And you telling me we can't fix you? Of course we can. We just need to know what it is and and then we work out how to do it. But I'm not going to tell the rest of the party. But if you tell me, I will start working on it.
So I am really, really reluctantly, because I am on absolute tenterhooks with this discussion. This is fascinating as a GM, and I would say bravo to both of you for role playing. But I am going to call time right there at that moment for a whole bunch of reasons. Firstly, Giles, it's about 1 a.m. where you are, so I'm amazed that you're actually still able to string words together. But I would say bravo. That was superb role playing. Excellent. Graham, will also give you a chance to rest your head as well, and I need an early night too. Let's pause it right there, right at that discussion. Both of you have a think about how you would play would play that for our next session. This is exactly where we'll pick it up. I also need an early night as well, so I am going to put a line there. Unless either of you wanted to give one last line or one last comment. If you don't, that's okay. We can draw the line there for tonight. Your call.
I would also say that freedom is not something that anybody can be given. It's something that people take, and people are as free as they want to be. And your freedom appears to have been taken from you. You're restricted. But we can get it back. Walk with me. Walk with me, friend Etienne and Parkman, and we'll get this done.
One last line or rebuttal from Tarquin, otherwise we're going to call it there.
Let's call it there.
Okay, cool. Could one of you very quickly get the others back into the room, and then I'll wrap it. So can you jump into chat room 1, ask everybody else to join, and then we'll close for the night. Giles, well done, mate. That was great. I was, as the storyteller, I wasn't telling the story, which I love. I love that when that happens. That was superb. That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much. That was great role playing. I'm sorry, Alex, for you to miss that.
You're on mute, Giles.
Sorry for you to miss that, Alex, and there was a bit of a hiccup that actually Mithan and Gray heard a bit more than they should. Some fascinating role playing, and the story continues to unravel. That's where we're going to call it for tonight, guys. Excellent role playing. The game didn't go anywhere close to where I thought it was going to go to, but went in a completely different direction. I hope you had fun.
Cool. Yeah, we'll have a good have a good thing tomorrow. What do you call it?
Oh yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. I won't. Yep, thank you. Got it. Won't discuss, but yes, I appreciate it. Thank you, much appreciated. Thanks, Graham. There we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
It was really interesting. Well done, Giles. I don't know where this is going.
I don't know how Giles managed to do that, frankly, because it's 1 o'clock where he is, and that was some of the best role playing I've seen for a very long time. Yeah, nice work.
I'll just happily each on by Graham, I think helped.
Yes, sorry, great role playing by everybody, but having a good foil to go against, and that includes Gray. They're there, pat, absolutely, great stuff. And I am going to switch off the record button